See, next operation, addition, subtraction, multiplication, shifting, scaling and folding. These three operations deals with for single signals only. Now here this operation is addition, subtraction, multiplication of more than the one signals. So the operation is like this. X of t is equal to u of t plus u of t minus 1. Now here one signal is there, x of t. This signal is summation of two functions. One is u of t and another is u of t minus 1. These two function addition operation here. Now u of t function. U of t is unit step signal. U of t is unit step signal. This signal is defined, t is from 0 to infinity with constant amplitude. That amplitude is 1. And negative time means time is less than the 0, it is not defined. This is one standard signal, basic signal, unit step signal. Amplitude is 1. Then other signal is u of t minus 1. U of t minus 1. Now u of t minus 1 is shifted version of this signal here. And t minus 1 explains this complete signal is shifted right side. Right side one time. Then the signal is defined from 1 onwards. 1 onwards, the amplitude is 1. And this side less than the 1, then the amplitude is 0. This is u of t minus 1. Right side shift of unit step function. Now another signal is required, x of t. This x of t is summation of these two here. Summation of these two, addition operation, subtraction operation, multiplication operation. All these operations of amplitudes in particular time period. So here we have to perform addition of amplitudes of these two here. The addition is this side amplitude is 0 and this side total amplitude is 0. T is less than the 0, both the functions amplitudes are 0, then the addition of these two is 0 plus 0, 0. So the resultant signal is x of t. This is time axis. Less than the 0, these two functions are not defined, so amplitude is completely 0 here. T is less than the 0. Addition of these two functions. And for positive time side, this function is defined from 0 onwards, but this function is defined from 1 onwards. That's why up to 1, this function is defined 1 only. And up to 0 to 1 here, from 0 to 1, this amplitude is 0. Addition of these two now, 1 plus 0, it becomes a 1. Up to 1. From 1 onwards, this amplitude is 1 and this amplitude is 1. Addition of these two. So 1 plus 1 becomes here 2. T is from 1 onwards, the amplitude becomes here 2. This is 1 and this is 2. So individual functions are u of t and u of t minus 1. After addition, then the resultant signal is like this. This signal is x of t. X of t is equal to u of t plus u of t minus 1. This gives the addition of two functions. And similarly, subtraction or multiplication. This addition, subtraction, multiplication, just we have to perform these operations of amplitudes. These operations of amplitudes in particular time period. This time period 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0. From 0 to 1, this is 1. And from 0 to 1, this is 0. So 1 plus 0, 1. And from 1 onwards, 1 plus 1, 2. So that amplitude becomes 2. Now I am taking one more example, y of t now. This y of t is u of t minus u of t minus 1. U of t minus u of t minus 1. Here the operation is addition operation. Now here the operation is subtraction operation. Now I am drawing directly, this is y of t. With respect to time axis, negative time axis. Then perform subtraction operation of two signals. Signals are, I'm taking same signals now, u of t minus u of t minus 1. So this is u of t minus 1. Then subtraction of these two. So 0 minus 0, 0. So completely negative side it is not defined. And from 0 to 1, this function amplitude is 1. And from 0 to 1, this function amplitude is 0. So 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0 is a 1. From 0 onwards, it gives the 1 up to 1 amplitude, 1 time period. Then if the time is greater than the 1, this amplitude is 1 and this amplitude is 1. Subtraction of these two is 0. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Then directly it gives this amplitude is 0. So subtraction of these two functions is like this, and addition of these two signals is like this here. So this operation is addition operation and subtraction operation. For any type of signals, to perform these three operations, first we have to find out the time periods. Within the time periods, perform these operations of amplitudes directly, either addition operation of amplitudes or subtraction. Similarly, one more also there, multiplications. Then one more example. Here one problem is, I am assuming x of t is equal to u of t plus 2 minus u of t minus 2. This is another function x of t, u of t plus 2 minus u of t minus 2. U of t function is unit step function, this function. Now where requirement is a u of t plus 2. Unit step function is shifted left side. U of t minus 2. Unit step function shifted right side. So two functions. Those two functions are like this. U of t plus 2. One function. Another function is u of t minus 2. This is negative time axis, negative time axis. U of t plus 2 unit step function is started from minus 2 onwards. Minus 2 onwards. From here onwards. This amplitude is 1. And u of t minus 2, this function, it is defined from 2 onwards. 2 onwards. So right side shifted, left side shifting operations. U of t plus 2, u of t minus 2. Then our requirement is subtraction of these two. U of t plus 2 minus u of t minus 2. Subtraction of these two now. Subtraction of these two signal is x of t, resultant signal, with respect to time axis. Now go through the time periods. This function is defined from minus 2 onwards. Less than the minus 2, this is not defined. Similarly, this function is defined from 2 onwards. Less than the 2, this is not defined. Up to minus 2 here. Up to minus 2, both the functions are 0, 0 amplitudes are there. This is 0 and this is also 0. Then subtraction of these two, 0 minus 0 is 0. Up to minus 2, function is not defined. And from minus 2 onwards, the first function is defined. From minus 2 to 2, the second function is not defined. Then the subtraction of these two is, from minus 2 to 2, this amplitude is 1, and from minus 2 to 2, this amplitude is 0. Then the subtraction is 1 minus 0 is 1. So from here onwards, from minus 2 to plus 2, this amplitude is 1 only. And from 2 onwards, this function is defined and this function is defined. This function amplitude is 1 and this function amplitude is 1. So 1 minus 1, subtraction of these two becomes 0. So this function becomes now 0. This is subtraction of the two functions. One function is u of t plus 2 minus u of t minus 2. So subtraction of two signals here. And these type of functions we can write directly also. This step function is started from minus 2 onwards. The step function is started from -2 onwards. So write with u of t plus 2, and this step function is defined up to 2. From 2 onwards the complete amplitude is 0. So minus, from 2 onwards it is 0. So minus u of t minus 2. This is direct writing expression from the graphical representation. Now this signal is similar to rectangular function. Rectangular function is in particular time period, amplitude of the signal is constant. This type of functions are also called as rectangular functions or gate signals. Now this is similar to the gate signal here. Then the gate signal standard equation is A rect of t by capital T. This is the gate signal standard equation here. A explains the maximum amplitude. So in this, maximum amplitude is 1 and the given function is rectangular function. T by capital T. Capital T explains the total time period. The time period of this function is defined from -2 to +2. Then the total time period is 4. Then this signal direct equation is A is 1. So 1 into rect of t by total time period is here 4. So rectangular function and step function relation here. From these two, here the time period is 4, total time period is 4. Here I wrote these limits are 2 and 2 here. One is +2 and another is -2. That means 4 by 2, 2 and 4 by 2, 2. From that, one direct expression for rectangular function is amplitude is as it is from the step functions. A into this rectangular function is defined from here onwards. According to this time period, it is defined from time period by 2. So u of t plus t by 2, this is u of t plus 2 minus u of t minus t by 2. This is another standard equation, rectangular function from the step signals. This equation gives the relation between step functions and rectangular functions. Rectangular function definition from the step functions. Because your time period is 4, then it is defined from -2 to +2 onwards. From that, then the total time period is here capital T, then u of t plus 2. From left side, it is defined from -t by 2 onwards and up to u of t minus t by 2. Rectangular function using step function representation. This is explained from subtraction operations only. Now it comes under addition and subtraction of the two signals. Similarly, we have to discuss multiplication. Multiplication also similar operations here.